See, now you need a cop to stop by and say, hey dude, you don't belong here. Yeah, I know. How the hell do I get out of here? Yeah, I thought to do a video on my dealer experience when it came to buying this absolutely beautiful machine. And a buddy of mine that I met through YouTube, I haven't met him yet, but I watch his videos, Great Rides, Greatrydes. And he does a Spyder vlog, a really cool guy. And you know, he takes a lot of things off his Spyder and puts them back on correctly. So whenever I have any kind of, you know, technical know-how question, I usually check his videos. I was thinking about doing a video on my dealer experience, and his latest video talks about dealers and stuff like that. So, you know, I wanted to give credit where credit's due. I didn't want to kind of, you know, just piggyback, oh, I did a video too. So if I had to give my dealer like a report card rating, I would say I would give him a D. And I'm not going to name who the dealer is or where the dealership is. It wasn't my normal dealer. My normal dealer, the salesman, was out with a couple of personal problems, pretty major, and you know, I didn't get the trike from him. I wanted to, but you know, I kept calling around, you know, and they told me, look, we don't know when he's going to be back, we don't know if he's coming back. I was like, oh geez. So I was calling around all the dealerships on Long Island, and the dealership that I got this from, this was the only Spyder, the only 2016 F3 limited series, limited special series on Long Island. I called them twice just to make sure they knew exactly what I was talking about, and you know, I went down there with a buddy of mine and checked it out, and lo and behold, yeah, that was the bike. So the trike rather. So I was like, oh my god. So a lot of the other dealers were like, hey man, it's going to be about, you know, 2 maybe 3 months before we have something like that, because this is a 2016. I got it in March of 2015, so that was even early for a new model release. You know, normally you see them in like August or so. But so I saw it, absolutely fell in love with it all over again, because I saw, you know, different pictures of it online, and I was looking up the specs and everything. You know, absolutely beautiful machine, but seeing it in person was wow. Sat on the bike, okay, you know, the stock position for the U-Fit system is position number 3. Turned out I'm 6'2". I was most comfortable, or could really use 4 or 5, so I went with position 5. Great. Also ordered an air horn, because as you can hear, it's a little bit louder than your regular horn. That's my get the hell out of my way horn. So I had the air horn put in. And the one really cool thing that the dealer did was he said, he goes, these are so new that he couldn't do much on the pricing, but he knew I was interested in the handbrake. So the dealer said, look, I'll give you the handbrake for free. That's about $1,500–$1,600 without it being installed. I was like, that's awesome. So soup to nuts, this thing was $32,000 out of the door with taxes, title fees, all that kind of stuff. So we go sit in his office, and I have $1,000 cash. I hand him $1,000. I counted it out in front of him. He counted it out. Then he takes a white envelope, puts it in the white envelope, and then wraps the envelope with a yellow rubber band. Now all these details are pertinent to the story. Wraps it with a yellow rubber band, and then he puts it in the top desk drawer of the desk he's sitting at. You know, the little lap drawer, not one of the side drawers, the lap drawer, the kind of shallow one that you hold like Post-its and pencils and things like that. We hear the lunch truck, you know, come on. You hear the horn, and he's like, oh, listen, he's like, do you really mind? I want to go grab something from the truck real quick. I'm like, no. I'm like, go right ahead, man. You know, you got to eat. So he got up from the desk. He's like, I'll be right back. So he got up from the desk. I'm going to have to get away from this bus, because this is going to get very, very annoying. So he got up from the desk, and he went outside. About 5–10 minutes later, he comes back with a coffee and a bagel or whatever, and he sits back down, and he keeps doing the paperwork and presents me with the paperwork and what I'm going to get and how much it's going to cost and when delivery is going to happen and all these things. So I signed the paper, and then he prints me out a receipt for the $1,000. Now, before he did that, he opened up the drawer. He took the envelope out of the drawer again, counted the $1,000 yet again right in front of me, which was fine, wrapped it all up with the yellow rubber band again, and then printed out a receipt. Yes, you're turning. Awesome. Bye. Bye, kitties. And then printed me out a receipt for the $1,000 cash. Okay, great. Shake hands. Everything's good. On my way. So I get a call the very next day, and it's the salesman. He's like, "Hey, Rob, how you doing?" I'm like, "Good, everything all right?" He's like, "Yeah, everything's fine. The brake's in, and we're going to be installing that, and the horn's going well, and should be ready for you to pick it up in a week." I was like, "Great." He's like, "Just one little thing." He's like, "You definitely gave me the $1,000 down payment, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I did. I have the receipt and everything." He said, "Oh, no." He goes, "I know I gave you the receipt." He goes, "I'm just not clear as whether or not you gave me the money." And I was like, yeah, no, I gave you the money. That's why you gave me the receipt. I gave you the money. The lunch truck came. You went out to get something to eat. You came back in. You counted the money again. Then you printed out the receipt. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember. I was like, okay, good. He remembers. That's always a good thing. He's like, "But I still can't find it. Do you know where I put it?" I said, "Well, you put it in the top desk drawer." I'm like, "That's the last I saw you handle it." He's like, "Oh, yeah, that's what I remember, too." I was like, "Okay, well, I don't know what else to tell you, but you know." He's like, "Oh, I gotta look all over the place for it. I can't find it." I was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry." I'm like, he's like, no, it's not your problem, don't worry about it. I'll see you when you pick it up." I was like, "All right, great." The very next day I get a call from the salesman again. "Hey, Rob, listen, I'm really pulling my hair out on this one. Can't find it anywhere. Are you sure? I don't want to offend you, but are you sure you gave me the $1,000? And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I ran it through in my mind. I remember everything. It was a white envelope, yellow rubber band. You got up, you had a coffee, you had a bagel with cream cheese. I remembered all these things. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, if I'm lying, I'm a compulsive liar that's maniacal to think of all these little details. And he goes, no. He goes, it just sucks because if I can't find it, that comes out of my end. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, are you trying to guilt me or something? I was like, all right, well, I'm really sorry because I'm not going to give you another $1,000. You know, I'm not going to eat that. That's your job. Your job is to handle the money. Your job is to take care of everything. If anyone has to eat that grand, fella, it's going to be you. It ain't going to be me. And honestly, for the machine cost $32,000. I'm not going to screw someone out of $1,000. I mean, come on. Really? You're already spending 32 G's. You're going to screw someone out of $1,000? I don't think so. And if you do, you're kind of foolish. So he's like, well, I hope it turns up, but if you think of anything, give me a call. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I'm saying to myself, what the f am I going to think about? I gave you the money, you gave me the receipt, it's a done deal. So I had to call a couple days later because I wanted to talk to the cashier lady and find out, you know, what she wanted. Did she want check? Did she want cash? You know, she says, listen, I got to ask you. I almost said the salesman's name. She goes, look, I have to ask you, so-and-so is really pulling their hair out trying to find this $1,000. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, here we go. And she said, you know, are you sure you gave him the money? And now, what was running through my head was, yeah, I'm sure. And if you ask me one more time, you can go f*** yourself. But I was raised old school. A man doesn't talk to a woman like that. So I didn't say anything. I kind of kept my mouth shut. And I was like, no, I definitely gave it to him. I explained to her, I was like, the white envelope, the yellow rubber band, and all these things. She's like, oh, yeah. She goes, that's exactly our process for handling cash. And she's like, yeah, that's what we do. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not lying. You know, it's just... It's what happened. She's like, no one's saying you're lying. You know, we just want to make sure you didn't forget. Forget? You know what, lady, you're really trying my patience now. But okay, got the information I needed. They wanted a check, who the check's made out to, blah blah blah, done. I get another call from the cashier lady about 2 days before I'm picking the bike up. I saw the bike and put the down payment March 8th 2015. I picked it up March 15th, my birthday, 2015. I'm like, everything all right? She's like, oh yeah, the bike will be fine, the bike will be this, the bike will be that, great. She's like, I just have to ask again because poor so-and-so is really upset. You know, he doesn't know what happened to the money. And she goes, are you sure that you paid him? And that's when I didn't get nasty, but I said, hey, look, I'm like, this is the 4th time someone from your place is calling me and asking me the same exact questions. I told you exactly what happened to that money. I told you exactly the envelope, exactly the rubber band, exactly what he did with it. And she tried to interrupt me. I'm like, no. I'm like, do not interrupt me. Because at that point, I just about had it. My patience was pretty much done. I'm like, so now if you guys are calling me 4 times asking me the same questions over and over and over again, you think I'm a liar. I'm like, I just thought of something. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm gonna come in tomorrow and I'm gonna get my deposit back. Silence. I'm like, so someone somewhere better find this $1,000 and give it back to me. I'm no longer buying the trike. Rob, I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, find the $1,000. I'm gonna come in there tomorrow around 12, have my $1,000. I'm like, I don't want to come there and get some bullshit story that you can't find the money. I'm like, someone better find that $1,000. And I hung up the phone. Again, not being a tough guy, but I kind of had it at that point. 2 minutes later, the salesman calls me. Hey, Rob, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, what's going on? He's like, no, I heard there was a little bit of a problem. I'm like, no, there's no problem. I'm like, I'm going to come in and you're going to find $1,000 and you're going to give me back my deposit. No, please, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I said, look, I was like, 4 times you people call me. You ask me the same questions like I'm a friggin' liar. So you know what? Obviously my money's not good there because you can't even keep track of my money, number 1. Number 2, now you're making me feel like a shitheel. So you know what? I'm gonna go with another dealer and I'm gonna wait for them to get the trike I want in. No, please. So about maybe 10 minutes of hearing please, I was like, all right, well, from here on out, I'm like, 2 days are left. I'm like, I don't want to hear from anyone from your dealership about this money again. Are we clear on that? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry. Our wires got crossed. I have everyone looking for this like crazy. And I was like, well, I'm really sorry the money went missing, but it's not on me. And I hate being like that. I hate being like that. I don't want to be a dick to people. So 2 days go by, I don't hear from anyone from the dealership. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get it. So I go there, March 15th, pick up my trike, and everyone's all friendly with me. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. You weren't too friendly when you thought I was scamming you out of $1,000, but okay, whatever. You know, so-and-so's gonna take you outside and explain the trike to you, go over it and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay. Now, if the person was special needs, then I wouldn't be saying this stuff. I honestly wouldn't. But the person that was helping me was definitely, he wasn't the brightest bulb in the bunch. He really wasn't. And he knew absolutely nothing about Can Ams. I mean, I was showing him. He couldn't get the front trunk open. I showed him how to do that. You know, he couldn't get it started because you have to press the eco button. I showed him that. So it got to the point where I was just like, you know what? I'm like, I got it from here. Why don't you just, you know, go back inside? I got it. And he's like, no. I'm like, no, really, I got it. And my buddy that was with me that took me there said, he's like, look, we gotta get rid of this guy. He's ridiculous. I'm like, I know, but whatever. Everyone's got a job to do. So finally he leaves. I get on the trike. I'm driving home, all happy, man. I mean, my helmet was tight from the ear-to-ear grin I had. Oh, it was absolutely awesome. So I get home and I start reading the owner's manual, and the owner's manual says, you know, there's an air bladder in the rear suspension. I kind of knew that already, but I was like, oh yeah, that's right, let me check this out. So I go to check the PSI, figuring they would have it set, but you know, they don't know how much I weigh. Back then I was a bigger fella than I am now. I'm like, there's no way that they got it right. 0 PSI. they had 0 psi in the bladder. Now, I can understand not setting it, you know, exactly to someone's weight or their cargo or whatever. I get that. You don't know the person. You don't know how much. You're not going to ask them, hey, how much do you weigh, by the way? 0 psi. So they didn't even check the air bladder. They didn't check anything. So, I mean, that's why I got to give the dealer a D, because I'll never go back there again. For any kind of service, for any kind of whatever, I'll never go back there again. Please let me know in the comments below what your dealer experience was like. I don't want any names. We're not going to mention any names. We're not going to throw anyone under the bus here. But let me know what your dealer experience was like, or your sales experience was like with your trike. You know, I really would be interested in knowing. So just drop a comment down there and let us know what happened and if you're happy and what went on. I really should start paying attention. But I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell icon right next to it so you can be notified of different things coming up when I release them. And please share this with your family and friends if you found anything of value. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a great day.